Margaret, what's on your mind today?
I was just waiting for Itner to get done on Tom. Hey, Jolie. I'm here. I'm here. Calm down, Fowler's Wrath. I've had enough of you. About ready to block your ass. You too, feet on a dashboard. All right, so I was just listening to Philip Bittner on the Tom Hartman show. So Phil's that's pretty good news. Am I off or am I on? It's my cups. My cups have the sayings. Hello, Jolie. I guess it's right now. It's just you and me. My crazy super fans. Yes, they are crazy. Those are the crazy ones. I'm just before I get into stuff. I guess seeing if maybe some more people will show up. Otherwise, I guess it's just you and me, Jolie. We can just have a back and forth. The John and Jolie show. How you doing, Jolie? How's the weather back there? It was hot and it was cooled off. Is it hot again? It's been heating up here in Vegas. The last few days we've been warming up to 109, 110 degrees. But I think it's supposed to be cooling back down pretty soon here. So it's kind of like March. I mean, not March, but August was sort of like in like a lamb, out like a lion, as far as the temperature is concerned. I guess you could say it as like a lion with the Hillary and all that kind of stuff. But as far as temperatures, it's been pretty cool for August in Las Vegas, and then until these last couple of days, it's heated back up. But I think it's supposed to start dropping again, and we're going to get into that really nice fall weather. So that'll be nice. So we got that going for us. What have I done? I pushed something. So yeah, we're warming up here. Julie says, still cool here. Going to start warming up tomorrow, and the fires of hell the weekend. You guys have fires going on, or is it still the Canadian fires? Is Canada still on fire? I haven't really been checking lately. But yeah, if it's not one thing, it's another, huh? Well, I guess I'll just get into it here. I guess the big news for me, for Trucker John, is I got a car. For those of you that were watching on the other day, was it Tuesday? Wait, I guess it was Tuesday, right? I bought that Prius. I've been wanting to get I've been wanting to get a Tesla, and I've been driving a Tesla for about 6 months now. Jolie says, just a commentary on how hot it will be. Oh, okay. All right. I know I have a bad time picking up literal and figurative language sometimes. But okay, so back to the car thing. I've been driving this Tesla, or not, a Tesla basically, for about 6 months now, and I am totally spoiled. I am totally spoiled because as I was driving the car home, the car that I just bought, uh, I was just thinking, oh my God, I hate this fucking car already. I'm like, this car sucks. I mean, I'm almost like, it's almost depressing, you know? Um, but I'll have to, there's going to be a readjustment period. I have to readjust going back to like a more normal car, I guess, or more thing. Because Priuses aren't terrible. I've driven them before. We've had them in our family. But it just seems like such a dog. It's such a dog compared to the Tesla, you know? It's going to be really hard. It'll probably just take a few days and I'll be readjusted. And I haven't even driven it since I drove it. I drove it back. I parked it here and I haven't even, it's just been sitting there for the last 2 days, and I still have the Tesla until tomorrow. I'm going to turn it back in tomorrow. So I'm like enjoying every little minute I have with the Tesla. Every little second I have, I'm just savoring it because it's going to be sad when I turn it in. Julie says, "I absolutely love your new car. It's so cool looking." Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. It's a Prius. Um, it just doesn't have the performance of the Tesla. I mean, of course it doesn't. But like I said, I've been spoiled for 6 months. Uh, it doesn't have the zippiness and the quickness. It's so nice having that. If I need to get around a slow car or there's a situation, all I gotta do is hit the gas and boom, I'm gone, man. And you can't do that in the Prius. The Prius, I can tell you, it's a dog. But I'm still gonna save up. This is gonna allow me to save up money, and I'm still gonna try to get the Tesla um, at some point in the future. Probably, maybe put that off. Maybe next year. But I'm gonna get one. And then this Tesla, maybe I can just trade it in. Maybe I'll have enough equity in it or something, or not. I'll have it paid down enough where I can, maybe use that as a trade in, or I'll still be upside down in it. But I mean, it's a $23,000 car. I bought it for 23 grand. So, but it only has 16,000 miles on it. So. All right, I think I got a good deal. Julie says, I'll trade you my '06 Mercedes ML350 for it. You got a Mercedes? An '06? Yeah, the only thing that probably wouldn't be a very good Uber car for me. And I think it's too old. Uh, it's over 15 years old. When I signed up for Uber to be an Uber driver, I'm sure it said the car had to be seven, I think 7 years or newer, or six. I now forget 6 years or 7 years or newer. And then people were telling me, other people that I would have conversations with would say, oh, I thought it was 15. I heard it was 15, and I'm like, no, it said 7. And then the other day I was looking again because I was looking at how when I do drop off the Tesla and I start driving the Prius, I'm going to have to re-register that car with Uber, or I'm going to have to register it. With the change, make the change, right? And then on there I saw where it said, I saw a thing about the qualifications for the car, and it said no older than 15 years, and I'm like, are they keep changing it? Because when I joined up 6 months ago, 7 months ago, it said 7 years. The car had to be 7 years or newer. Now I'm seeing where it says 15 years. So I don't know if that's something that they keep going back and forth on or what. But anyhow, I know you were just joking. So yeah, I'll be driving the Prius. I'll be making the transfer over on it tomorrow, as far as Uber is concerned. Um, but it just wasn't sustainable. I couldn't keep that going It's almost $2,000 a month to rent the Tesla. That's for that's basically everything. That's the rental and the insurance and all that stuff. Jolie says I paid $6,000 for it 5 years ago. Definitely worth less than that now. I'll gladly take that Prius. Totally serious. Yeah, I bet you would. Just a swap. We'll just swap it out. But anyhow, so I was saying, so now I'm going from about pretty close to $2,000 to $600. So that's the difference. That's the thing. So I've got a monthly payment of $600. Yep, even trade. What a deal! You're such a deal maker. But so that's going to free up about $1,400 a month for me. So I can't, as much as I want to keep the Tesla and I love the Tesla, it just wasn't sustainable. So, but the plan earlier was to buy a Tesla. I wasn't planning on renting, forever. And I just got into too many roadblocks with that. I wasn't able to save up a big enough down payment. So I went with the Prius. Jolie says, wow, that's a huge difference. You'll start loving that Prius when your wallet is getting better. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When I'm not draining my bank account to keep that damn Tesla going, But yeah, so it's about $600 for the payment, and then I have to get full coverage insurance since it's being financed, and that runs me I forget what it was, $279 a month, I think. But that's the same thing. If I were to buy a Tesla, I have to get that insured too. If I were financing it, I mean full coverage, and that I was looking at those rates, and it was right around $300 a month to finance a new Tesla. So no matter what, you're going to have, I would have that cost, I guess. But so I guess altogether, if you want to count the insurance and the car payment, that puts you at about, I think about $880, because my payment is $601. So that's still a hell of a lot better than whatever. Well, I guess it's about $486 a week. So what's 486 times 4? I don't have a calculator handy. It's I'm just trying to do the math in my head, but it's just under. I think I did the math before. It's 1,900 and something. So, hey, 70B2, hi there. She says, hey, John and Jolie, thanks for stopping by. We're just doing some Tesla talk or Prius talk. I don't know, or we're just doing some talking about the finances. And how much better it's going to be, hopefully, anyhow, as soon as I get I've got I'm getting rid of the Tesla, going into the Prius. And how sad it is, though, because I love driving the Tesla. I love it. But I'm going to save up, and hopefully maybe by next year I can get into a Model Y or something. Because I took when I drove the Prius from the dealership over to my apartment here, and then I had to take an Uber back to the dealership to pick up the Tesla, because the Tesla was over there. And the Uber driver that picked me up in a white Model Y. And I got to sit in the back seat, and I got to see how Um, it is different. The Model Y is a lot roomier than the Model 3. I mean, I was sitting back there and I was going, wow, this. And all I'm thinking about is like, if I get a Model Y, how is this going to be for Uber, so I was just checking it out, and it is roomier. It's definitely much more roomier than a Model 3. Although I gotta say, I think the Model 3s look better. Like the styling, the body style, I think looks better than the Model Y. But the Model Y, like I say, it's roomier and it's just a little more functional, I guess. Julie says, hey, Stephanie B2, anything special for your birthday yesterday? Oh, it was your birthday. Happy birthday, Stephanie B2. Happy belated birthday. All right, so put another candle on your birthday cake. And the guy who picked me up, though, it was a white one, and he had the white interior. And I gotta say, the white interior was looking kind of dingy and dirty. So I don't recommend the white interior. If you ever get a Tesla, you have two choices. You got black and you got white. Go with the black. The black, in my opinion, looks better and it holds up better. Because his was looking kind of dingy, even though, and he tried to cover it. He tried to put some kind of cover on it, and it looks stupid. 72 says, I'm going whale watching. All right, that sounds like fun. Oh, that's what Julie said. That sounds awesome. Hope you get to see some. Yeah, that's always cool. I've never gone out on a boat and seen the whales, but whales. But I have seen some from like off of a pier. I think I saw some some whales that were just out in the ocean, and it wasn't dolphins. It wasn't. I've seen sharks and I've seen dolphins, and these were whales. I mean, you would see them kind of jump up a little bit and spout water out and all that kind of stuff. Liberal Dan, watching but not listening, watching only murders at the moment. Oh, that's right. Well, thanks for popping in, Liberal Dan. 72 says, my daughter is at Burning Man. She's 36 and has gone every year since she was 16. Wow. On my birthday. I never hear from her on it. Well, isn't that convenient? She goes on your birthday. So Liberal Dan's watching Only Murders. That's another show that we gotta watch, Jolie. I haven't watched it yet, the new one. I haven't been watching anything. Ever since I stopped truck driving, my schedule has been all weird. Because I usually go out in the afternoon, and then I get home 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then, I usually watch some South Park and go to sleep. And South Park, I think South Park is funny, and I've always liked South Park, but those guys, Matt, whatever, and Trey, whatever, I think they kind of missed the point on some of these things. I mean, they seem like they're getting more and more like, conservative than they are liberal. 70B210, B210. I just called you a Datsun, basically. I think 70B2 says my daughter, needs to grow up. She lives in San Francisco and still goes to raves. At 36, she's going to raves? Yeah. I'll just reserve comment because it's not my daughter and I don't want to offend anyone, but you know what I mean? That was a little South Park thing there. But hey, whatever. But, she has fun, She's having fun. Hey, Suzanne. Suzanne Forcieppi's here. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to you, Suzanne. Good morning to you. But yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be judgmental. Maybe I'm jealous because if I went to a rave, I think I would break a hip. I'm almost at the stage where going down these stairs, I think I'm going to break a hip. So on my part, it might be a little envy or jealousy. I don't know. Because even just going to a regular concert, I'm like, I don't think I could even, I would just be the old guy sitting never standing up and never like dancing or whatever. I can't, because I just can't do it. I'm old. I'm falling apart. Libertad says, I have a friend who is going there as well. To Burning Man, okay. 30B says, no, you're right. Drugs on the scene big time. Joy says, good morning, Suzanne. 30B says, she's tattooed from her toe. I don't mind them. Yeah, well, that's one thing too about some of the generations that have come after me. Not to say tattoos have been around forever, and there's been people that there was always a sort of this certain segment of society that really like into tattoos, but the younger generations seem to really have gotten into it more. Let's just say it that way. Like my son is a Gen Z, I guess, right? Gen Z. Both my kids, I think, are Gen Zs, and my son has a big giant tattoo on his calf of a rooster, and his mom wasn't too thrilled about it. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying, like their generation seemed to really be more into tattoos than, say, my generation, which is very into the boomers. 72 says she was the tattoo generation. And Suzanne says, I'm clumsy too. I'm not clumsy, I'm just old. 70 says, it's her body. Yep, her body, her choice, right? And it's fine. Walking around here or driving around in Vegas, I see people walking, a lot of pedestrians, and I notice a lot of women that are kind of scantily clad. Should we say scantily? Whatever, somewhat revealing. Just like short skirts or whatever, short shorts, and like sleeveless or whatever. And I've been noticing lots of tattoos, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's not my body. But some of these young ladies, these women, are really stunning and beautiful. I have beautiful bodies, and I just think, why do you want to cover that beautiful body up with all that ink? I don't know. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. I don't know. To each his own. I don't have one tattoo. I've thought about getting tattoos, and I was like, well, what do I want to get? And it's kind of a big decision because it's pretty much permanent. I mean, I guess the ability to remove tattoos has gotten maybe better over the years, but I don't know. It just seems like a really hard thing to do, and so it's a big decision. Like, what do I put on? What would I do? And then as I get older and saggier, and how's it gonna look and all? So I always just throw my hands up in the air, and I'm forget it, never mind. That ship has sailed for me, I think. 72 says, Jolie, you should see her costumes for Burning Man. They're amazing. Wow. Suzanne says, Stephanie, are you my age? I'll be 62 in October. And Suzanne says, yes, I'm 61. So we're all sort of in the same little boat here. I'm 62, and I turned 63 in October. So Suzanne and I both have October babies. Well, I might have an October baby. No, we have October birthdays. That was kind of embarrassing. But my babies are September. Suzanne says it's art. Yeah, some of it is very artistic. Some of it's not. Some of it's kind of crappy. But yeah, some of it is very, very artistic, and took a very skilled person. Well, I guess it all takes skill, even the crappy ones. But yeah, like I say, to each his own, and whatever. I'm not totally against it. I've seen some very nice tattoos, but I just think sometimes people can overdo it. It's one thing to have, I don't know, a couple tattoos here and there. But okay, I'm getting into. I'm judging. I know I'm judging. I'm being judgy. Stephanie says her boyfriend had a tattoo parlor. Oh well, there you go. But I don't know, when you start doing all the face, I think that's kind of stupid. I shouldn't say stupid. It's my opinion that I don't like it. Okay, that's not really an opinion. That's a fact that I don't like it. But it's my opinion. And then they do a full sleeve, and then they got to do another sleeve, and then they do a whole leg, and then I just think it's too much. It's like the saying, all things in moderation. I'm kind of in favor of that saying, all things in moderation. And that goes for eating and drinking and drugging and tattooing, maybe even sex. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, can you ever get too much sex? I don't know. I guess you can. But so I just think people can overdo it with the tattoos. Enough with the tattoos, huh? Enough with the tattoos. I mean, when you're just covered head to toe, all a tattoo. That's too much. At some point, you should have dialed it back a little. In my humble opinion, it's just in my humblest of opinions. You should have dialed it back a little, huh? I don't know. It's all, but at the end of the day, as was mentioned before, it's, your body, your choice. But we do have a tendency, as human beings, to judge people based on our first impression, based on what we see. I was just thinking about this yesterday about man buns and how. Why the hell do I care if a guy's got a man bun? Is that what's called, man bun, right? When they do the little thing with the hair. I mean, what do I care? It's not my head. It's not my hair. I'm just jealous because the guy's got probably a beautiful head of hair, and I don't, as you can see. But what the hell is no skin off my tuchus if someone's got a man bun? But for some reason, when I see a guy with a man bun, I'm always going to be like, probably roll my eyes a little, or I might do one of those type of things, like the man bun, and a man purse. What the hell do I care if a guy's carrying what they call a man purse, right? What do I care? What's it to me? But still, I'm still gonna probably go like. They probably come in really handy, and I will tell you, I used to be a fanny pack guy, and when I started doing my stuff in my storage, I'm going to come across a couple of fanny packs. I might even start using it because the fanny packs were very, very handy. I don't care what anyone says. I don't even care what Liberal Dan says. I have a feeling Liberal Dan is anti-fanny pack, but the key to it is that you don't wear it on your fanny. You turn it around and kind of wear on your hip, the pack part, maybe on your side hip, or maybe towards, not exactly in the front. It looks kind of dorky if it's totally like in the front, but maybe sort of between your belly button and your one of your hips is probably I think a good. It looks better and it's kind of handy. It kind of stays out of the way. You don't have to reach around the back. You don't want to wear. You kind of slide it around somewhere between your hip and your belly button. Wow. Went from tattoos, the man buns, the fanny packs. You don't get that on House Bark Show, ladies and gentlemen. You probably do, actually. So Stephanie says her tattoos are free because the boyfriend. So load them up. They're free. My body is your canvas. Just do it. Do it to it. What do you want? We'll put a little Mona Lisa over here. We'll put like a sunset over here. I don't know. Jolie says, got any pics? I'd love to see her outfits. 72, if she had them on her face, no. Yeah, that's a bridge too far, right? Especially if it's your kid and you're like, no. Okay. Like my son has it on his calf, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But if he had a big, like one of those weird Hawaiian things or whatever, I'd be like, no. I don't know. Somebody says, I'll look Jolie, and she has full sleeves. Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, but it's just not for me. And there are some people that just can pull that shit off. I don't think I would be one of them. And like I said, I think that ship has sailed from Wall. Jolie says, my youngest has a tattoo, got it on her 18th birthday. I wouldn't let her get one, so she had to wait till 18th. I think that's what my son did. I think he did his like his 18th or something. 72, or it wasn't like on his exact birthday, but right around it. But after, he turned 18. Somebody says, I got a fanny pack when I found grape stems the kids put in my purse. Now they're not cool. I have a really nice one somewhere. I think I still have it. Probably in storage in one of my boxes, because I have a lot of shit in storage. And it was a black leather. I believe it's leather. I think it's real leather. And I like that fanny pack. I'm gonna dig it out. I'm gonna go through my storage and I'm gonna dig it out. And it just come in handy, like, because sometimes I wear shirts that don't have a pocket, because I like to put my glasses in my pocket if I'm not using them. And which now I'm more and more I am using them because my eyes are getting worse and worse and worse and worse. But anyhow, the fanny pack. I'm bringing back the fanny pack. You heard it right here. Trucker John is bringing back the fanny pack. Jolie says, getting ready to drive, so we'll be in and out of chat, but I'm listening. Need to pick up a bed frame for my brother. He's been sleeping on a mattress on the floor. Classy joint we're running here. Yeah, you got to get that bed frame. 70B2 says it's not for me either. Yeah, I don't know, but who knows? I might get one. You never know. But if I got a tattoo, it would just be one. I'm not going to do like a full sleeve. I'm not going to do a whole body thing. But like I said, some people, it's their body, their choice, and they're into it. That's fine. Hey, there are a lot worse things you could do, right? In life, a lot worse things. And like I said, some people can really pull it off. They can. And so, hey. Julie says, yes, I'm putting my fanny pack on right now. I still, it has a little heart thing, and so I in the way, but so it's hard to read that. But yeah, get that fanny pack on and go to town. You're going to town when you're strapping on the fanny pack. Anyhow, yeah. So I'm gonna bring that back. Bring that back in style. As soon as I find it. I don't even know if they make them anymore. They probably do. I'm sure you could probably find them online or something, huh? I should probably make the Trucker John fanny pack, and I could sell that if I ever get a merch store. It would just be a fanny pack, and it would just say Trucker John. Get your Trucker John fanny pack here. I don't know. So how you guys doing? I can hear. I wonder if my neighbors can probably hear me, because I think I can hear their TV or something. Normally you don't hear things, although I do hear the people upstairs shuffling around and banging shit, or just banging. I don't know what they're doing. The other day though, I shouldn't even get into it, but there was like a whole bunch of drama going on upstairs. But I guess that's apartment life. Julie says everyone else is going to look so stupid because they don't know they're back in style. Yes, people are gonna be going, hey, what can I get one of those fancy Trucker John fanny packs? And then you just go to Trucker John on YouTube and look at his merch store that he doesn't have. Maybe someday. I have been really, really tempted lately, actually, to get back into a truck. And I might do it. I don't know. But I just don't. Here's what I would like to do. And maybe it's feasible. Julie's laughing her ass off. I guess about the fanny pack. The fanny pack fantasy. I would like to get a truck, for a nice truck. Let's say a nice truck, 18, a big commercial truck. But I don't want to buy a $300,000 truck and get bogged down, into a big payment, like a $6,000 a month payment or whatever it would be. I don't want to do that, but I also don't want to be a company driver per se. You know what I mean? I don't like being a company driver. I don't like, I like choosing my own loads and choosing my own schedules and stuff like that, and my destinations, where I want to go. I like being in charge of that. That's what's good about having your own truck. But the bad thing about that is all those expenses that go with it. So I was thinking, what if I could find like a walk-away lease? That means that you can walk away from it anytime you want. And they do have them, pretty sure. Because I was in one once that was like 13 or 14 years ago, I guess. And I walked away from that motherfucker. But if I could find maybe where I can get into a nice new truck, and if I could get one with low payment, and I could just drive for about 6 months, save up a bunch of money, and then I would walk away from the lease, because that's what I want to do. That's what I'm thinking. And it's legal. That's not shady. If it's a walk-away lease, it's a walk-away lease. Joey says, if you get a new truck, I'll trade you the 06 Mercedes for it. Even trade. There you go. You're just trying to move that Mercedes, aren't you? Even Stevens. So I don't know. I might do something like that. If I can get into a truck for a really low payment, like a lease payment or a rental or whatever you want to call it, and do that for 6 or 7 months, save up a bunch of money, and then walk away from the lease. And you can make a lot of money in truck driving. I might be make enough where I could just go and buy a Tesla, cash. That would be nice. Come home from trucking, go buy my new Tesla. Joyce, I'm just looking for you, John. It's a real gym. I bet it is. You should send me a picture. Mercedes makes fine automobiles. I'm not going to put down the Mercedes. ML350, yeah, that's collectible. I think that's a collector's item. When I was getting the Prius the other day, they sell a lot of like muscle cars there, like newer ones. Like in the showroom, they had a Camaro. Not sure of the years, but they're all really pretty new, probably not more than 2 or 3 years old. So they had a new Camaro in there, they had a Challenger, and then they had 2 Dodge Chargers. And I think one was a Hellcat, and then one was more of a kind of a stock looking one. But and those were really awesome. And I was like thinking maybe I should just get one of those. I mean it'd be fun. But I'm into it. Would be horrible as a Uber car. I think actually it'd be cool. You pulled up to pick somebody up in your Camaro or your Challenger, but they're not practical. Not very practical. But still, I was just thinking, man, that'd be cool though, just to get one of those. But it's not very good for the environment. But those are pretty awesome cars. But I guess if I got one of those, I would trade you for the Mercedes. If I got a new Challenger or something, no, that'd be fair trade. All right, enough of that nonsense about buying a Challenger. I'm not going to buy a Challenger, but I do want to get a Tesla still. So maybe I might go back into trucking. Maybe for 6 months, 9 months, save a bunch of money, and I can get that Tesla, man. I don't know. I'm just sort of, what do you call it? Just kicking some ideas around. But I do like. This is sort of like my new life now. It's like this is a whole different thing. I've been, because I've been truck driving for almost 20 years, or like 20 years, and now these last 6 or 7 months, I've just been here. And it's been kind of weird. It's been kind of a weird transition, I guess. It is different. I'm getting used to just being in one place. Stephanie says, I got to get in the shower. I'll talk to you guys. I'll take you out. Oh, yeah. Okay. Take us with. I need a shower too. So, we'll shower together. Suzanne says, I don't like Elon. Yeah. Elon is one of those people that he would have done himself. He would have done a lot better for himself. I mean, he's only the richest man in the world. So I guess he's done pretty well for himself. But, I just think if he would have just kept his mouth shut, he would have a lot more people that still kind of admire him. I think now a lot of people just think he's a real kook, whack job, and even worse in some cases. Their thoughts of him. So he's done himself no favors by being so out there, pretty like on Twitter and now X and all these stupid comments he makes, and he's. I guess he's made a lot of right-wing friends. I don't know. if that was his goal, then I guess mission accomplished. Because certainly everyone else, even if you're somewhat of a fan or a admirer, like me, I've lost really almost all respect for the man. So yeah, I don't like him either, and I know that is a sort of an ethical thing, an issue. Like, should I buy a car from this man's company, and it's going to make him, that just contributes to making him richer, and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, yes, I am. I don't know. That's kind of crass of me. But I just love the cars so much that I just can't help myself. I just can't help myself. And also, I look at it as a business decision, because if I'm going to be doing Uber, and I do look at Uber as being like my sort of like my retirement job in a way, or I kind of feel like I'm retired or semi-retired. And I know we used to have another guy on here, and he would talk about all these other cars, these other EVs and everything, and eventually right now I think Tesla is the best, and I'm basing that on all of the electric cars I've driven, which is basically Tesla and a Polestar. Okay. But I've heard other people. I had a passenger the other day who just told me that she had just bought a I guess it was a Volkswagen EV, whatever Volkswagen makes, they have an EV, and she says she's kind of regretting it, because she said it's like hard to find chargers, and it's when she's traveling, and it's expensive, and all this stuff. And I totally related to her, and I told her, yeah, and I told her my experience with the Polestar, about how it was hard to find chargers, and they're really slow, and it costs more money to charge, and in the car, I didn't really like the car. It was really cramped inside and everything. And then she's like, yeah, exactly, I know. And so we both had that little common experience, I guess. And so I just said, so I think for me, I'm just going to stick with Tesla, because I know Tesla. I know how it performs. I really, for me, it's been a positive experience, very positive. And I realize that there's all these other cars out, like the Mach-E, and there's the Iconic 6 or whatever it's called. There's that Kia and Hyundai and all these cars, BMW. They're all coming out with EVs, but right now I trust Tesla, and I know Tesla, and I feel comfortable with Tesla. So I guess I'm just going to stay with Tesla. But that doesn't mean I'm just bound to Tesla. I mean, once the other companies start catching up and they become more reliable, and they become more like user friendly, like Tesla's very user friendly, then that would be sort of like a game changer, I guess, because for me anyhow. But for now, the way it is, I really only have, I guess, confidence in Tesla, as far as if I'm going to buy a $50,000 car, buying like a Model Y, I wouldn't really have too much. I wouldn't have any hesitation as far or concerns as far as like if I'm going to like the car. I already know I'm going to like the car. I like the way it performs, the way it drives. I love the charging systems, the ease of finding chargers, and the ease of use. You just plug it in, charge it up, you're done. You unplug and you go. I mean, it's really fast. It's easy. It's efficient. But if I was going to say I wanted to buy a Mach-E, then I would it would be a whole new starting process. I'm going to have to drive the car. I'm going to have to get familiarize myself. Now, eventually, they are going to be coming online with the Tesla charging system, so that's going to be a big sort of deal. Was it deal maker, change maker, whatever? For Ford and GM, because I guess Ford, GM, and Rivian are all going to be going on with Tesla charging systems, where they're going to have the modifications made or whatever, so that they can charge at their charging stations. I guess, but I don't think it happens until next year. Anyhow, so like I said, right now I just feel really confident about Tesla, and I wouldn't have any hesitation buying a Tesla, whereas I would have other hesitations with the other cars because I don't know them, and they have limitations, I think, right now. But it'll all catch up. I think they'll all catch up in the next 5 to 10 years. They have to, because there's going to be more and more and more. Well, there's more and more cars coming out, and they're all of the manufacturers are switching over within the next 5 to 10 years to where they won't even be offering up gas-powered cars. So people aren't going to have a choice as far as in terms of internal combustion engines versus an electric. Within the next 5 to 10 years from now, I mean, certainly by 10 years from now, I think it's going to be all EVs, or maybe there might be some hydrogen fuel cell type cars or something like that. But as far as fossil fuel cars, those will be done by the end of this decade. I think they're going to be, as far as new cars being built, there won't be any. There still might be some trucks, or at least the big commercial trucks and stuff like that. But even though, and those are eventually all going to phase over, or change over too. Jolie says Elon sucks, but Teslas are cool cars for sure. Yeah, and that's the what do you call it? That's the not catch-22, but it's the moral dilemma, maybe? I don't know. But what can I say? I mean, I guess it would just take. It would take a little bit more, for me to not buy a Tesla. It would take a little bit more of Elon Musk going from just being kind of a douchebag to be, like he would actually have to be like a murderer or something. I don't know, I guess I'm just not there yet as far as saying I'm going to boycott Tesla or whatever. I guess I'm just a sellout. I guess I'm just, I'm just weak. Just a weak man. No, I don't know. But yeah, Elon, but maybe he'll come around. I don't know. Maybe he'll change. Always hoping. There's always hoping, right? Anyhow, make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. We've got 3 people watching and 6 thumbs ups. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the share button. I'm trying to get to 1,000, folks. We're stuck at 659, and I swear to God, if Liberal Dan gets to 1,000 before me, I'm gonna say, hey, good for you, Liberal Dan. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not kidding, because I gotta get there before he does. Otherwise, I will have lost my own little bet with myself. I have a challenge with myself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just riffing. Look, we went down from 3 to 2, so. Oh, now we're back up to 3. Where's Wes Webb? Where's Adam West? Where's my gang? Probably watching Tom Hartman or Midas Touch. I don't blame him. Not one bit. Maybe once I'm back, if I do get into a truck, it seems like more people were interested when I was in a truck. Because, you can see different locations, and you can see a truck as opposed to an apartment, and with a TV playing in the background. Everyone has that. So I don't know. I messaged them both. Oh yeah, I know Adam's been sort of going through. Seems like he's going through some issues. I don't know what, but he seems like he was kind of down. And then old W there, WW, he's always going through something. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going on with that guy? There's always something cooking in the pot with him. Right now it says it's 102 degrees here in beautiful Las Vegas. Supposed to reach a high of 106. And gonna be sunny. Be a beautiful sunny day. Speaking of X, I'm gonna look over here and see what's trending. What's trending on X today? It says prosecutor Trump Mar-a-Lago security aide flipped after changing lawyers. Yeah, the rats are jumping ship over there at Mar-a-Lago. I just reading this cartoon somebody posted, and it's like Trump in court looking up at a judge. He says, "Can we delay the trial until after the next coup attempt?" That's kind of funny. And so, this is actually, this is how shitty Shitter is now. I'm looking at something that was posted about 8 days ago, I think. They're talking about this Mar-a-Lago maintenance worker that flipped. That's 8 days ago. I'm just now seeing it on my Shitter feed. For some odd reason. Like, this is only from an hour ago. Strike Force 5. That is Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, John Oliver, Seth Meyers. Did I get them all? Are going to do a podcast. So it's all the late night hosts. Jimmy Fallon. Did I say Jimmy Fallon? They're going to be doing a podcast. Great. Just what I need. More competition against the Trucker John show. And my Shitter is so shitty that I can't even go into my notifications without turning the thing sideways. So I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Not going to do it. Not going to do it right now. Not right now, no. Not going to do it. Hey, there's Wes. Just saw the notice. I've been on the phone with my little sister. Well, how dare you be on the phone when I'm on YouTube? How dare you, sir? Just kidding, Wes. Just kidding. So, this is 3 hours ago from the White House. It says that on Overdose Awareness Day, the Biden-Harris administration reaffirms its commitment to beating the opioid and overdose epidemic in memory of all those we have lost and to protect all the lives we can still save. So, that's the White House. You know, They care, man. That's from President Joe Biden. It says every loss is a painful reminder that we must take bold action to end our nation's overdose epidemic. Reuters says that climate change made eastern Canada wildfires twice as likely, scientists say. People are always saying climate change is not real, and things of this nature. But the science says that it is real. And I think you can see that when you put up a chart of when the Industrial Revolution began, let's say in the 1890s or early 1900s, and you put that up to a chart that shows the amount of CO2 going into the atmosphere, they are like two peas in a pod. I mean, they are like this. It's just like, it definitely correlates. People say there's no causation, but it definitely correlates. Vice President Kamala Harris, 3 hours ago, says electric buses are the future for public transportation. That is why POTUS and I have made the largest investment ever to put thousands of new electric buses on the streets of our nation. And I think that's a great thing because I have seen way too many stinky, gross, smelly buses. Especially when I'm Ubering. They got a bunch of them here that are stinky, smelly. So maybe electric could at least not be so stinky and smelly. That'd be nice. Let's see here. Here is a post from the DCCC, also from like 8 days ago. Hey, why is my what was that? Today's the 30th, so this was like 9 days ago. But they said, here's what they say: make no mistake. House Republicans want to rip away reproductive freedom, gut Social Security, and raise taxes on working families across the country. We must take back our majority in 2024. And I agree. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. And I believe as a working class person, my best chance at not living in poverty and of being able to make good living is by voting for Democrats. That's all I got to say about that. Wes says Rockford is moving toward all electric buses. Awesome. That's pretty cool. So here is again, here's something back on the 22nd, 9 days ago. Raw Story posted, IT supervisor's flip is only the beginning in Trump doc case, Mueller prosecutor. I guess that was from a Mueller prosecutor. So they're all going to flip on the guy, and they should. Just looking through my Twitter feed here. Mark Hamill. This is going back to the August 14th. Why is it just now on here? It says, we need to see for ourselves firsthand, not interrupted by someone else. Televise the Trump trial. Okay, so he was posting a meme about televising the Trump trial. And yeah, I agree, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? If they're not going to do it, they're not going to do it. So we just have to do the best we can and be as observant of it and vigilant and in any way that we can, to keep tabs on the trials. But also, a public outcry could maybe, get some people to change their minds, or get whoever decides these things, or elected representatives, or whoever might be able to get it televised. So it is good to speak out, I guess. I'm not trying to downplay, speaking out. And just saying, oh, it's never going to work, don't do it. No, that's not what I'm saying. So I'm saying speak out. Wes says our school buses are diesel and don't run well in the winter. They have to have somebody start them up every couple of hours all night long when it's really cold. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wes says right now we are short on bus drivers. I know wherever I've lived, seems like they're always short of bus drivers. And I remember my kids, even when I had my CDL and I was driving my truck, sometimes my kids would say, "Why don't you be a bus driver? They need bus drivers." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? I got to put up with all you little brats. Forget it." When I'm in my truck all by myself and it's all nice and peaceful, I'm not gonna put up with you screaming little brats all day long. They don't pay enough for that. Wes says all of the routes are not running. Well, if the kids would stop being brats, maybe they'd get more bus drivers. Wes says the kids would probably love you, John. They probably would, because, I'm a lovable guy. I would be the cool bus driver that, well, I would probably not be cool now by today's standards, but like I remember having sometimes you'd have the cool kind of hippie bus driver. It was almost like, was it South Park or some cartoon they had like the hippie bus driver? And I remember having some of those, and they would play like rock music on the way to school, and that was always cool, If I played rock music now, they'd probably go, "What's that?" I guess I'd have to play hip hop to go over to it, because I do not like rap that much. What else is going on in the X world? We got some fish at Mandalay Bay Resort. So obviously they know where I'm from, and they're loading ads, like local stuff here. Mandalay Bay. I'm just trying to catch up on my feed here, because this is stuff from 9 days ago. Like this one here, a rare giraffe without spots at a Tennessee zoo may be plain, but she's definitely not ordinary. And that was from 9 days ago. A spotless giraffe. You look ridiculous. Go get your spots on. Here's something from about 8 days ago from the Washington Post. Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke via video at this week's BRICS summit in Johannesburg, during which he tried to curry favor and claim Russia could fill Ukraine's role as a grain supplier. Oh, really? Bring it, bro. Go ahead and start growing some grain. You lazy motherfuckers. I'm just kidding. I just any chance, any opportunity I have to make a dig at Russia, I guess I just take it. I take that because I hate Russia. What says, how would you like to spend an extra 80 minutes sitting on a bus every day? Only if they paid me the money. Show me the money, baby. So Malcolm Nance, this is also about 9 days ago. Well, today is Thursday. I guess this is appropriate. This is like Throwback Thursday. We're doing a Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. So 9 days ago, Malcolm Nance reposted a tweet from Randy Mott. I have no idea who Randy Mott is, but I do know who Malcolm Nance is. You know, he's always on Stephanie Miller's show, and he's been on Tom Hartman. Actually, the very first person I think I ever heard him on was Randy Rhoads. Randy Rhoads had Malcolm Nance first before anybody. And then Stephanie stole him, basically. And then I don't think he's been back on Randy ever since he's been doing Stephanie's show. But Randy used to do interviews, and Malcolm was one of her kind of regulars, and then he started going on Stephanie, and then for some reason doesn't go back on Randy. But anyhow, so I know who Malcolm Nance is, and a lot of you in this audience, this vast Trucker John audience, I'm sure you know who Malcolm Nance is if you watch or listen to Stephanie Miller or Tom Hartman, or even on he's on TV a lot now too, with I guess MSNBC or something like that, things of this nature. So anyway, Randy Mott said, and this is like 9 days ago, he says, how do Russians who lie repeatedly and then are proven wrong on the next day, or McGregor, I don't know who McGregor is, or McGregor, who lies for months, is proven wrong, or Tucker Carlson, who has spun a total fairy tale about Ukraine, keeps getting treated seriously by some people. And people do not check anything that confirms their bias. They only look for confirmation. When I see a real allegation, not just an insult, I check it. This is one example of a famous Russian troll who is credited with starting the bioweapons allegations on Twitter. This is the rebuttal of his second effort, where he said he really had the goods. It is a full scam and can be annihilated with a bit of research. I was blocked immediately. This is from this Mott fellow. I posted to illustrate that it is possible to debunk this stuff. It is also important to note that people go to incredible lengths to scam the issue. This is a purposeful strategy of the Russians and their axis of evil. They could be showing little Russian, Syrian, Chinese, or Indian flags, or hiding in a fake MAGA Patriot account. Yep, I agree with that. Randy Mott, whoever you are. But, yeah, I don't know who McGregor is, but I don't know who Tucker Carlson is, and Tucker Carlson is just a lying piece of shit. He's a lying, stinking pile of shit. And you can debunk him. It is possible to debunk that stuff. So I suggest we all debunk. Let's do some debunking. Wait a minute. What did I see here? Chrissy Teigen shares topless photo? Here's Tara Dublin. She posted something. This is also 9 days ago. Malcolm Nance reposted that. So Malcolm Nance knows who Tara Dublin is, I guess. Apparently X knows that I'm this single guy because they keep putting these ads for these women. Am I your type? Yeah, baby. She's wearing like a little bikini. Yeah. Nice flat stomach. Yeah, you're my type. Am I your type? She's about. She might not even be 30. Do you like dating grandpa? If you like dating grandpa, I guess I'm your type. Anyhow. A gantry. Now this one is, this is also pretty old. A gantry in whatever the fuck that is collapsed in India, and it killed 17 workers. So that's pretty horrible. As we continue on this Throwback Thursday, we're looking at throwbacks of Twitter from like 9 days ago. So this is the Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. This is breaking news 9 days ago. The Scott Hall mugshot. Apparently Scott Hall is one of the people indicted with Trump, I guess. Yeah. Oh, here's another one of those ads. This is Sully Mommy. And it shows a girl, very beautiful breasts, like shirt open. I'm just describing what's on my Twitter feed, my shitter feed. This picture, this looks like about a maybe not even 25-year-old, maybe younger. So I don't know why they're sending this to me. It says, if I can send you my soccer nudie in your Twitter DM. Okay, Sully Mommy. And that was from 8 days ago. So we're still in the Throwback Thursday mode here. Six days ago, for Throwback Thursday, 6 days ago, we've got from MSNBC. I guess they were talking about the GOP debate. They say it was often shallow and misleading. But it says not completely uninformative. But there are two essential problems, and you have to click on the story or the opinion piece. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just trying to catch up my feed. I'm just scrolling through here. I'm really hoping for more of those dating ads because they put hot young girls on it, and But instead, I'm landing on something with Ron DeSantis. That's a letdown. I went from this really cute girl to Ron DeSantis. I guess it's about him talking about being deployed with the Marines, and he was a JAG lawyer. So whatevers. I think we're doing a little buffering, so sorry about that. They should have the height, the thing that shows the height, because he sometimes he says he's 6'3" or 6'4". Yeah, I know it's buffering. Hopefully, it stopped doing that. And they really should have that, and they really should have a scale. I have the feeling they don't even have a scale in there because they just let him or one of his people fill out the thing about the weight. They should, especially when someone says they're 215, and you look at the guy and you're pushing 3 bills, dude. There's no way you're 215. They need to say, okay, you need to step on the scale, sir, because I think you're about 85 pounds off on your on what you're putting on here. So, but anyhow, it is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. Here's Throwback Thursday from the 22nd. House Sparks, Mega Worldwide Entertainment. The title of the show, if you want to go back down memory lane, from August 22nd, the title of House Sparks show. I guess that would be. I don't know if that was the morning show. I think this was the afternoon show. The title was Stable Genius versus Knucklehead Mastermind. Oh, remember those? Remember those days? Hey, we got hey Westish, Adam. Aloha, guys. Just to let you know, Captain America's 6'3", 215, Hemsworth. Wes says, when I was 215, I didn't have the hangover and belt blubber like Donnie does. Let me tell you something. If I weighed 215, I would look probably anorexic, and that's not a lie. Well, it might be a lie, but I can tell you that. Because I'm like 300 pounds right now. It's all muscle. It's all it's all beef. I mean, look at that. That's just we're just talking. A pretty muscular dude, minus the 6-pack abs. But if I was 215, you wouldn't even recognize me. You would not even recognize me. I swear to God, you would not recognize me. If I was 215, you would probably had cancer and was dying or something. I don't know. And I'm 6 foot. And Trump claims to be over 6 feet. He might be. He probably is. He might be 6'1" or 6'2". He's not. I don't think he's 6'3". I don't think he's 6'4". I think he would try to say he's 6'5" if he could get away with it. But so he's probably maybe an inch or two taller than me. So there's just no way he's 215. No fucking way. And fine, you want to lie about your weight, whatever. But the thing is, the guy puts down and mocks everybody who's not, in his eyes, some perfect looking person. But then, it's about the hypocrisy. That's why they say people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks or whatever. It's kind of that kind of thing. It's like, unless you are perfect, then you should probably shut the fuck up when it comes to appearances and looks, and even then you should shut the fuck up. Let's see here. We've got oh, 'cause, 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 ' Hey Adam, Wes says I'm 195 right now and still have a little bit of a tummy. See, if 95, I would be totally lean. At least, well, I'm basing this on when I was in my 20s and 30s. Um, if I weighed 195 now, who knows what I would look like? I'd probably look like some sagging weirdo. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it would be better than I am now, though, probably. At least health wise, I guess. But when I was 195 and I was like 30, let's say, uh, there was like I think I had like zero body fat or whatever. I mean, if that's even possible, it's probably not possible. You know what I mean. There was no fat on me. Let's just put it that way. I mean, um I look good at 195. Is what I'm trying to say. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, people. Um, Adam says, "Hey Jolie," and Adam says, "Hey Wes, me too. Not much one, but I could stand to lose maybe 20 pounds." And Adam says it was a huge lie, like 1/3 of his body. Yeah, it wasn't just like a little fib, like you're 260 and you say you're 240. That's one thing. But when you're like pushing 300 and you're trying to pass yourself off as 215, I mean it's just fucking ridiculous. You know? Wes says one of the reasons I lost so much weight was that I was extremely depressed. Jolie's giving Wes a hug. I think that's what that means. Wes says I do not have the muscle mass that I used to. Yeah, we lose that unfortunately, but I think you can get in the gym and you can lift some weights, and that'll help slow down the process. Let's see. Adam says, Wes, I hear you. I did the same thing, having working to bring it back, laughing out loud. Wes says, have dumbbells at my feet and a barbell. I just feel I don't use them like I should. Well, you know what you do? Here's what you do. As you're listening to the Trucker John show, you just start pumping out some reps, man. Do some reps. Pump out some curls. Set of 10. Right arm, set of 10 left arm. Take about a 30-second break. Do another set. 30-second break. Do another set. Then do your triceps. You can do that while you're listening to Trucker John. Do your triceps, because you don't want to have a big bicep and not have a good tricep, right? You look funky. You look kind of funky. And then, but don't forget leg day. Whatever you do, don't forget leg day. At least do Tuesdays and Thursdays leg day. Get some leg work in, because otherwise you're going to have pencil legs. You're going to have a big upper body with little pencil legs, and that looks really ridiculous. And plus, you might fall over or something. You might get too top heavy. All right. Maybe I'll start doing a Trucker John workout show. We can work out together. I used to work out a lot. I'm just lumbering. But yeah, so yeah, pump out some reps while you're listening. Get those biceps. Come on, get them up. Someday you'll have some guns like this. Look at that. Look at these guns. Sun's out, guns out. Wes says mine are 8 pounds and mostly. Oh yeah, because you got to keep that pitching arm in shape. You never know. Cubbies might be calling. We need Are you a righty or a lefty? Because they probably need either one. Well, go down to Dick's Sporting Goods and get you a good set of those kettlebells. And then you can work up your resistance. And just someday you'll be pumped and strong like me. I'm not sure what that was. It wasn't Arnold. It was, I don't know who. I don't even know. I don't even know. Just scrolling through the shitter files here. Here's Snopes.com. Wes says, but my left arm has always been the strongest. Oh, yeah, I must have missed. So you, let's see here, 8 pounds. Wes is a righty. The left shoulder is the one that is torn. Well, then you're good to go. You can still throw then. Um, Adam says, I had a standing desk for years because of my bad back. Have some equipment like Wes. You can do stuff whenever you want. Adam is laughing and loving. Wes says, but my left arm has always been the strongest. Now that's kind of strange. You're right-handed, but your left hand is stronger. I don't get that. Julie says, my daughter and I have been going to the Y. We are doing good, going every day, and then we get hit with COVID again. God damn it. I know. See, I don't think you guys got boosted, right? Maybe that's because I'm getting. There's another booster coming out. I'm gonna get that one. I think that'll be like my 5th or 6th booster. But as long as for you, I think you guys have antibodies or whatever, because it seems like you guys are shaking it off. Just as long as there's no hidden long-term thing that we're gonna find out years later, then I guess you guys are okay. You, I don't know. You might have to wear a mask when you go to the Y. I don't know. Adam's a lefty. So we're building up our bullpen. We got Wes is the righty. We got Adams the lefty, and I'll be the cleanup hitter, even though I was a horrible baseball player. But still, we're just fantasizing here. Let's see. Adam says, Jolie, oh crap, I haven't wanted to go to the gym for that reason. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, because COVID's still around, and I guess we still got to worry about it. What says left arm is stronger, right hand is smarter. That's funny. Adam says, I got boosted, tried to go yesterday. She said the new booster is coming next month. Yeah, I didn't think it was quite out yet, or out quite yet. What says waiting for the new vaccine? Yeah, me too. I'm gonna get it. The new booster. Is it a vaccine or a booster? Adam says CVS was out of the old booster, and she recommended we wait till September. Yeah, I'm gonna for sure. I'm just gonna keep getting them. Forever and ever. What says, has anybody had the RSV vaccine? I don't believe I have. I guess I would know if I did. And Adam says, nice team. Adam says, I have 5 shots. She said, wait till new booster. Yeah, I think I have 5 shots too. I don't even remember if that's counting like the vaccine, and I had to get 2 doses of the original vaccine, right? You got the first one, and then you come back, was it 2 weeks later, or whatever it was, and then you get the other one. So I did that. And then I guess 3 boosters after that? Whatever it is, I think I have everything. Adam says, Wes, not here. I have flu vax, but not RSV. I don't even know what RSV is. Hey, the White Rabbit. Hey, Trucker John, hope all is well. Thank you, White Rabbit, for being here. I think all is well. We're doing good. We're doing a Throwback Thursday episode today as I scroll through my shitter feed, because everything on here is like 8-9 days old. So today is Throwback Thursday, and that's appropriate. Throwback Thursday. Just to catch you up, I was talking about I got a new car. Well, it's used, but new to me. 2021 Prius. And then we were just talking about what a lying piece of shit that Donald Trump is, where he can't even be honest about his weight. I mean, if the guy can't even be honest about his weight, here he is, a president of the United States, former president, obviously, and dealing with really life and death situations in the White House, and the guy can't even be honest about his weight, and everybody can see what he looks like. And he's going to try to say he's 215, and he's going to say, I was just joking or whatever. But he never says that. It's just ridiculous. Maybe that's just another distraction. Trying to distract us from the real serious shit. Like giving away our, top secret military secrets to God knows who, to the Saudis and to the Russians and who knows who else. Hey, Hegemony. I'm 215 and a fat fuck and way shorter. Hey, Hegemony. Well, good for you. At least, as far as I know, you don't go around making fun of other people, right? Like the Trump that does, the Trumpster. Let's see what else we got. We got Adam is saying was scheduled for that. They'll announce a new booster soon. If you're over 65, you can get another bivalent shot. If you're under 65, you have to wait. I'm under 65 still. I'm so young and youthful and beautiful. Jolie says, hi, White Rabbit. And then Hegemony is saying hi. And the White Rabbit says hi to Jolie. I'm just catching up on the chat here, folks. Jolie says, hey, Hegemony. And Wes says, 2-inch lifts would make me 6'2". Hey, me too. And Jolie says, be right back. She's all right. We're buffering, and we're back. Hopefully. Lost. I'm trying to cross my fingers. See, that's the other thing. When you get, it's hard to cross your fingers. Hopefully, we're back. Let's see here. Just going on here with the Throwback Thursday theme of today's, that we've sort of evolved into the theme of the show. I don't know about that one. Here is from August 3rd. This sort of sandpiper looking bird had a... Is this like a mammal bird? Because that can't be a baby chick that came out of it. Don't they lay eggs? But don't birds lay eggs? But apparently this bird, it just plopped out a little chickie baby. That's pretty weird. Huh. I didn't just could do that. Let's see here. Here's something from 6 days ago in our Throwback Thursday edition of Turner Show. It's been 60 years since for Black America continues today. The fight continues. That it does. Or the march. Here's from 4 days ago in our Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker Show. From the Hill, DeSantis. We all know. Do we know who DeSantis is? If I just say DeSantis, do I have to say that his first name is Ron, and that he's the governor of Florida? Do I have to? Well, it says we can just chat until he comes back on Team Medical Emergency. Hopefully, I'm back. Am I back? Let me know if I'm back. I hope I'm back. Am I back? I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back. Bum, 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 bum. Wearing my Nerd Halen shirt. Can you guys see it? Let's see. Halen. Nerd Halen, they're pretty awesome. I highly recommend it. Let's see here. This is some sad news from 4 days ago as we continue on with the Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. 4 days ago is when there was the shooting with multiple fatalities in Jacksonville, Florida. And we've learned more about the shooter and all that kind of shit. But here's the very early report. It said early reports indicate that 4 people may be dead in an active shooting situation. The suspect barricaded himself in a Dollar General store on Kings Road. And there's a little loop of a video playing of the Dollar General store there. So that was a bad day 4 days ago. Very, very bad. And very awful. I think it was a white shooter shooting black people, wasn't it? More hatred, more racism, more just lunacy. Ooh, here's a 6-pack of t-shirts for $35. I could use some more t-shirts. Dodger Nation 4 days ago. It was a 1-1 tie against the Red Sox at this time of this posting. I believe the Dodgers went on to win that game. I know they took the series best 2 out of 3. They've been winning like crazy. They just swept Arizona last night. They got the Braves coming in. This will be a true test. The 2 best teams in baseball, or at least in the National League, are playing tonight at Chavez Ravine, at Dodger Stadium. Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Atlanta Braves tonight. It's a 4-game series. This is going to be a true test because the Dodgers, they've won 24 games, I think, this month, which is like crazy. And they've had a few sweeps in there, and they've been winning series after series after series. Most of the teams, like Boston, may have been the best team in recent memory this month. A lot of the teams have been like around 500 or under 500. Boston's a few games over 500. This will be a real test because Atlanta has a better record than the Dodgers do right now. And so they're considered basically the 2 top teams of the National League. So this will be an interesting, great series. Let's see how the Dodgers do. I'm hoping they sweep them, of course. I want the Dodgers to win 162 games a year. We know that's not ever going to happen. It they've got a 4-game set coming up. This is going to be a great series, a great sort of preview of the postseason, I think. And it should come down to, these should be the two teams playing for the NLCS. But we'll see. A lot of things could happen between now and then. But I'm excited. You can see I'm excited. I'm just thinking about this 4-game series that's coming up right now. And it's going to be really something. Really something. Wes says, how soon we forget? Wes says, yep. Says 2 of them were pretty young. And Wes says, I have a ton of extra large t-shirts. That's okay. You don't need to. I'm good. I got my Nerd Halen. Got my Nerd Halen shirt right here. I'm good. So yeah, that's the Dodgers. Let's see here. 5 days ago, in this Thursday Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show, President Joe Biden posted. Wes has just took a bunch of people that are and they need clothes. Let me tell you. Joe Biden 5 days ago posted the Inflation Reduction Act. Okay, is projected to help triple triple wind power and increase solar power eightfold. Okay? While electricity deployed through the U.S. power grid is expected to be powered by 81% clean energy by 2023, and this is 2023, so I guess they mean by the end of the year? I don't know. Oh, see, yeah, that I guess that was a. I didn't think that was right, to tell the truth. I thought he meant 2030, and then Shitter, they add these little things about readers out of context. It says 2030, not 2023, is the White House target for 81% of U.S. electricity. Yeah, but that's still great. I mean, 2030, that's only like 7 years away. So in 7 years, if we can flip this thing where we're doing 81% of our grid is being powered by that is awesome, and it's because of this president. It's because of Joe Biden. Do you think if we had Trump in there, or any other Republican for that matter, that we would even be doing this at all? They would just be saying, drill, baby, drill, and all this kind of shit, and we just got to keep doing, we got to do more coal fire plants, and we got to do all this shit. That's all they do is fossil fuels. We can thank Joe Biden for getting us in the right direction, moving in the right direction, and by 2030, our power grid is going to be powered by 81% green energy, clean energy, renewable energy, and that is fucking awesome. I don't care what anybody says to the contrary. It's fucking awesome. And if you don't agree with me, fuck yourself, okay? Ta-da! Bing! I love Joe Biden. I said it. And Wes says fucking awesome, and I agree with you, Wes. Okay, so here is something kind of weird. Someone posted a weird video of someone. This is from 4 days ago as we continue on our Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. Someone posted a video. They're walking by a trash bin. They flip the trash up in the air, open the bin, it falls in the thing, and it was like a funny thing. What says, I like Uncle Joe just fine. I wish he wouldn't have to run again unless he really wanted to. I think he's fine. I know my daughter says kind of the same thing. She doesn't really trust him because she thinks that he's senile or something. I said, he's not senile. He's just getting old, and we get old, we get slower, Well, it says, I'll have to run if Trump stays in. Oh, he'll have to run. Or you can run. No. Well, yeah, we can't take the chance. We got to have him run. Adam says, Wes, he's doing really great despite the Supreme Court. If only we also had another Joe to run behind him. Well, the other Joe is Gavin Newsom. And I know a lot of people, they want Kamala Harris because they really, 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 really want to get a female president. And I'm all for it. I voted for Hillary. I have nothing wrong with a woman being the president. I think she's good and qualified and all that kind of stuff, which I think Hillary was. And I think Kamala is too. Kamala. But I really like Gavin Newsom. But you know me, I'm going to vote blue no matter who. So. Wow, here's an ad. Or no, I don't know if it's an ad, but it's from Street Filmmakers Magazine 5 days ago as we continue on this Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. I'm just looking at a picture of It says how to capture great audio for video. Oh, capturing sound at events. Oh, so it has like a little mic that clips onto a camera. It looks really cool. I wish I could show it to you. One of these days, I'm going to be doing this from a nice computer, and I can actually maybe put some stuff up in the background instead of the stupid TV. Okay, so McSpocky. I don't know if you guys have seen McSpocky on Shitter. 4 days ago, as we continue on our Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker Dog Show, and let me look at the thing here. Wes says, "I think Kamala will be able to rise to the occasion." Yeah, I think she's good. Adam says, "So much kidney disease. Oh, that sucks." Wes says Gavin is a bit of a showboater. I don't know. I don't think he's a showboater. I think he's really good. I mean, I think his policies are sound. He's a good Democrat. And he reminds me of a young Joe Biden. So I think that whatever policies that Joe Biden's putting forth, Gavin Newsom got in there. He would just continue on that road of Green New Deal, clean energy, getting more healthcare for all, or a public option. Higher wages. He would be doing all those things. So would Kamala, though, or Kamala. Wes says, I take way too much medication. My kidney medicine makes me nauseous. I forgot to take it last night, so I have to take double today. Well, be careful with that, doubling up stuff, because just because you missed one, I don't know if doubling is always the best thing. But anyhow, you know more than I do about that stuff, so just be careful. Don't forget to take your meds. And if a little bit of cannabis can help you with the nauseousness, then go for it. But here's somebody, McSpocky. He posted this sort of 4-picture quadrant type of thing. And it said, everyone who had their photos taken with Trump must have been wearing lifts that had to have been why Trump looked shorter. So it shows a picture of Trump standing next to Obama. Obama is 6'1". Trump claims to be 6'3", and it looks like they're about the same height in this photo. Maybe Trump might even be slightly shorter, but it's, from the angle and the way he's sort of slumping over, it's hard to tell, but definitely not taller than Obama. Here's a picture of him standing next to Trudeau, the guy, the Canadian Prime Minister guy. And they list Trudeau at 6'2". Trump says he's 6'3", and he's clearly at least an inch shorter than Trudeau. Here's a picture, looks like from the presidential, it looks like the 2016 debate where he's shaking, looks like Jeb Bush's hand. Jeb Bush, they list him at 6'3", and Trump is clearly at least 2 inches shorter. And then there's a picture of him standing next to A-Rod. That's Alex Rodriguez, former baseball player, also a cheater, steroid cheater. But nonetheless, 6'3", and Trump looks to be 2 inches shorter. So I would say that Trump is probably 6'1". Hey, look, when I played football, I used to lie about my height because I was only 6 feet, and I was playing consistently. I was a lineman, defensive lineman, and I would play against guys all the time that were 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", routinely. And that's how tall they were. I could see how tall they were. I wasn't looking at the roster. So I would fudge my height a little bit. And because the way they would make the rosters, a lot of times the players would just fill out their own information. And sometimes I would put 6'3", even though I was only 6 foot. And I might even, and even though my playing weight in high school and even in college was pretty much around 225. That was my good playing weight. I felt the best. I was strongest and quickest and fastest at 225. But almost every lineman I went against was way heavier than me. In high school, they were all at least 250, 260, some even heavier. And then when I got into college, they were all going against 280, 290, 300s, guys 330. So I would kind of bump my weight up. Instead of saying 225, I think sometimes I would say 245. But I could get away with it because when you're wearing cleats and you got your gear on, a 6-footer, you might get away with saying you're 6'3". It was kind of, that was about as much as I pushed it. And then as far as the weight, 225, I could get away with saying 245 or 250. But I did that just because, I don't know, I just thought, I just kind of felt like I needed to do that. I don't know. I'm not even sure why I did it, but I did it. Wes says that that is the instruction. Okay, all right. And then Wes says, I quit playing football after junior high. I was a good center, but way too skinny. Yeah. You could have tried, maybe you should have tried to be an end or something. But I don't, that's like people tell me like why I should have played linebacker or I should have played this or that because if I wasn't big enough to play line. But I just didn't have the skills. I played some linebacker and I played some end and of course I played O-line. You go back and forth. I played some fullback a little bit, but in practice, basically, I was a practice fullback because I was pretty good, but I just wasn't good enough to be to actually be a fullback. Wes says bad eyes couldn't catch. Oh, okay. Yeah, these things add up, huh? But anyhow, I loved playing D-line, and that was sort of like my passion. And even though I was kind of small for it, but I went on. I got some scholarship offers and got even some invitations for some pro camps and stuff. But I just wasn't that good. Here, I got to get some water. I'm getting thirsty. So let's chat amongst yourselves. Let's see. Wes says 135. What's this here? Oh, this height but weighed 135. Oh yeah, that is really skinny. Wes says bad eyes couldn't catch 135. Am says that is skinny. When I played high school, let's see, I went through this big kind of a growth spurt. I remember, I think the summer between like 9th grade and 10th grade. I don't know. I think I was like 165 or something. And then I kind of sprouted up a little bit and I was like 180, 180s. And then by the time I was in my junior and senior years, I had topped out. I topped out at 6 foot. And I thought I had another year of growing in me. But I came down with spinal meningitis in my senior year, and I think that, and I would always seem like I would always go through these growth spurts over the summer, and I had spinal meningitis right in August of that year, and I think that stunted my growth. I think I cheated. I think spinal meningitis cheated me out of about 2 inches of height because it seems like I would always grow about 2 inches over the summer during those junior high and high school, or early high school years, and. So I topped out at 6 foot, and by the time I was a senior playing football, my off-season weight was about 240, and by playing weight, when the season started, I'd always get down to about 225, and sometimes even lower because you're just running so much and everything. But I would try to maintain around 225. And that was a good weight. That was a really good weight for me for playing football, for high school football, Then when I went to college, I kind of maintained that 225 to 230 weight. That was just my I just felt the best at that weight, 225. And plus, lifting weights and being strong. I could bench press almost 500 pounds when I was playing college ball, and over 300 when I was in high school. Wes says, I think I started college around 155. Wes says, I still have a pair of old jeans, 28-32. Wow. Yeah, 28. Yeah, my 28-inch waist, probably not since ninth grade or something. But anyhow. So Donald Trump he's not 6'3", he's probably 6'1", and he might even be wearing lifts in all these pictures. He might be wearing lifts just to get to 6'1". Certainly, if not lifts, he wears those dress shoes that probably have an inch heel on them or whatever. So he might only be 6 foot actually, but in bare feet. Just continuing on my thread here, my deal on this Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. McSpocky was saying people aren't seeing his post, and it's kind of funny. This is from Finance Buzz. Oh, this is an ad. So I'm not gonna read that ad. Now here is from 4 days ago by The Hill on this Throwback Thursday edition of Trucker John Show. They posted a story about George Santos, and the little caption here is just Santos not considering a plea deal, but you never know. I forgot about George Santos. Isn't it funny how when someone is kind of out of the news, you just kind of forget about him? He is totally forgettable. He's an asshole, total asshole, piece of shit. Has no real business being in Congress. I mean, he was voted in, and a lot of people regret voting for him because they found out what a charlatan he is. This dude, oh my God, isn't it amazing how some people can just lie and lie and lie on top of lies? They can say one lie at the beginning of the sentence and have a whole new lie at the end of the sentence. I mean, these guys are amazing how they will just look you in the eye and they will fucking lie to you. Nick Rich 56, you got my thumbs up. All right. Thank you so much, Nick. Long time no see. And about 10 minutes till my bus arrives, I was about 260 pre-triple bypass. 20 years later, 192. Less weight equal longer life. Phew. Good for you, Nick. Keep it off. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling good. You're healthy, at a good weight. I need to get down to a good weight. I would love to be 225 again. 225 is perfect weight. Actually, now see, I keep base. I can't. I don't know if my 62, almost 63-year-old self. I mean, I guess because my non-playing weight, non-football playing weight, I was really good. I think I really looked good, felt good. I could go running and jogging and play softball or whatever. At about 195 to 205, it was really good for me because I'm a big bone kind of guy. I can't go by that chart, but according to the charts, remember that old chart? It would say like if you're 6 foot tall, you should weigh 170. I think it said. Used to say. I don't know if they've updated it or changed it, but if I weighed 170, even even back then when I was in my 20s or 30s, at 6 feet tall and with my frame, I would look like probably a one of those death camp people in Auschwitz or something. I would, and I don't mean to. I shouldn't even say that because people will get offended that I'm making a comparison to a really horrible thing. Okay, I apologize for that, but I'm just saying I would look anorexic. I would look horrible. For me, a great weight is about 195, probably 195 to 205. In that range, I can look pretty goddamn good. At least when I was 30. Now at 62, I don't know. If I don't even know if there is a way of looking good at 62. But I could be the hottest goddamn 62-year-old you ever did see. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I need to get down. I'm fucking 300 pounds, man. That's too much. Too much. Um, so let's see here. I'm gonna catch up a little bit. Um, Nick Schmidt says less fast food. In fact, none. Yeah, yeah. See, I eat almost all fast food, and that's bad. Adam says Nick Rich for six. Right on. We were talking about Donald's massive lie. Laughing out. Someone told me the other day Chris Hemsworth is 6'3", 215. Wes says that's good. Adam, my waist is 38. Adam says Wes, that's still pretty good, and you're a lot taller than me. My goal is to get back to 28, 29. And Adam says, oh, I just got John on Frozen. Oh, was I frozen the whole time? Wes says, I don't need to be hot. I just want to be healthier. Yeah, I know. I'm just goofing around. Nick says, I played tackle in Bantam, Canada. 14 years old, 203 pounds. Wow, you were 203 when you were 14? Wow. Wes says, all my old pants are 40s and 42s. Wes says, my suits hang on me. And Wes, is that Nick Rich 56? Some emoji. I don't know what that means. And then wow. Maybe that means wow. 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 So anyhow, yeah. Congratulations on the guys that are losing the weight and keeping it off and feeling healthier. And then for people like me, I gotta hit the bike. I gotta hit the exercise bike. I can't really walk and run anymore. To tell the truth, my I don't know. I think getting arthritis. I think it's from sitting 20 years of sitting in a truck. Now it's 6 months of sitting in an Uber or in a Tesla doing the Uber. And then not offsetting that with enough walking and exercising. So that I'm my own worst enemy. I need to stop it. I need to get things turned around here. I'm just still scrolling. I'm still days behind on this thing here. This is from 4 days ago on our Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. Mother Jones posted an article about insurers gave Ron DeSantis millions. He made it harder to sue them. They have a really bad insurance problem over there. And it's probably going to be probably a lot of people. I don't know. I think a lot of people just leave the state. They can't get insured, and they live in hurricane country. So I wouldn't live there. They make it so difficult and expensive to get insurance to insure your home against these hurricanes and things of this nature. Why the fuck would you live there? I wouldn't live there. Either that or vote the motherfucker out. Stop voting for Republicans, you stupid Floridians. I, 'Cause, 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 Let me catch up on the chat here. Adam says, my auntie won't go to the hospital by ambulance, but I think she's coming over to pick me up. Nick says, I kept putting on the pounds for 35 years. Adam says, wanted to play football, but I was afraid the straight guys would beat me up if they found out. Especially, back in the day, a lot of homophobes. Wes says, you going with her to the hospital? Adam says, I think so. We'll see what she's up for. Wes says, me too, Nick Rich. And then Adam says, Wes, she usually listens to me. Adam says, those shootings were disgusting. Nick Rich detracted something. And then Wes says, I've had swollen ankles lately. That's a sign probably that I drink too much water. And then Wes says, that's what football is, legal beating. No, it's a sport. It's a physical sport. It's a violent sport, but if you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but it's about moving the ball and the other side stopping you from moving the ball, okay? Adam says, that's awesome. Weird typo sounds like. I did love playing football. I did. It was my passion. I wasn't that good at it, but I loved it nonetheless. And I loved the collisions. I was a lineman. Every single play was a collision. And there was something about that I loved. So, if you don't love it, and you don't have to love it. There were a lot of athletes. Adam says Tesla Republican coal cars. Wes says, I bet you are a wonderful nephew to Adam. Every single team that I ever played for, every year, this is like just high. I only played high school, and I played junior college, and I played a little bit of four-year school, and I played semi-pro. Every single time there would be not necessarily tryouts. It would just be football is starting, show up, and we're going to start conditioning. It's usually what we call Hell Week. Every year, and at every level, you would have 300, 400 kids show up. And some of these kids were really great athletes. Like I knew them from other sports, from basketball or track or baseball. And they would try out for these sports. And usually, after the first day, you'd get, and a lot of times you're doing 2 days, you're doing double days. You have a morning session and then an afternoon session. And between that morning session and the afternoon session, when you got back to, when you did the afternoon one, there'd be 30 or 40 guys less than that. And then the next morning, another 30 or 40 less. And then that afternoon, another 30 or 40 would drop out. Every single one, you're getting 30 or 40 guys dropping out until then you're down to like 200 people, and you still have people dropping out. And eventually, by the time you got into pads, you're down to about 30 guys. At least that's the way, or 30 or 40 guys, or maybe when you have the your varsity level and then your JV, maybe you've got 50 or 60 altogether out of like 300 or 400, and the first part of the dropouts are just the conditioning, because the conditioning is brutal. It really is. And you got people just dropping out of that because they can't handle the conditioning. They can't handle the running and the jumping and the sprints. Just sprints over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, you're just going to full, complete exhaustion, and where you feel like your lungs are going to just burst out of your chest, and because they're burning so much. So that, and as those workouts get harder and harder and harder, because the coaches keep adding more and more stuff, more and more people drop out, and that's the idea too. It is a filtering out process to see who's going to stay, who's got what it takes to be there on opening day, on the first game day. Who has the physical and mental toughness to be there, and so it is a winnowing out process. So you have that first batch of people that are just dropping out because of the conditioning and that, and then once you start getting into pads, and then you're not even hitting yet. You're in pads, and you're doing the conditioning, the running, and all that. Then you have a whole new group of guys that start dropping out because now they can't handle the extra weight of the pads, which is only a few pounds, really. 5-10 pounds, but just doing that knocks out people. And then when you start hitting, where you're actually hitting bags, and you're actually hitting, you're going in live drills, you're in full gear, you're in full pads, and you're doing scrimmaging, and you're doing full contact drills, then a whole nother bunch of dudes. And by this time, you're down to some guys that are pretty good athletes. Myself excluded. I was never a great athlete, but I was a decent football player. But I mean, I'm talking about, there were some like all league guys in other sports. And then once they got into pads and they had to start hitting, they were like, no, this isn't for me. And that's fine. I'm not putting them down. That is completely fine, because it's not for you. Just like some other thing isn't my thing, But they would see that once they were in pads and they actually had to go full speed collision into another human being and get the shit knocked out of you, basically. They're like, no, sorry, this is not for me. I thought maybe I would like it. The football looks cool. I watched it on TV. It looks fun. Or I played in, I played in the, when I was a kid, in the junior leagues, and those, you don't hit as hard in those leagues. Or whatever. So it's like, no, sorry, and I'm out. So by the time, there's this winnowing out process where you're whittling down the team. Who can stand the conditioning, and then who can stand the hitting? So I guess it just takes a certain hard-headed type of person, I guess, that can do that. And I guess that was my thing. So I wasn't a great athlete, but I could take a hit, and I could give a hit. I could administer some pretty good hits too. And I learned eventually that it's better to administer the hitting than it is to receive the hitting. So anyhow, I love football. You don't have to love it, but I think when people start saying it's just about being violent or whatever. I mean, or like saying it's, I just don't like when people put it down in that way. If you don't like it, don't like it. But it's still, it's a game, and it's a physical, and it is a violent game, but it is a game, and it does have rules. It's not just a free for all. So anyhow, let me catch up on the chat here. Stephanie B2 is back. Thank you very much. Wes says, I bet you're a wonderful nephew, Adam. Adam says, Wes, she's my, I know that's a like Hawaiian word, honey, whatever. Adopted auntie. She's trans. My friend introduced us as friends. Her family is bigoted. Mine is a bit too, so we help each other out. That's good. Need support. People need to support each other. Nick says, all electric vehicles are the future for all land transport. Yeah, or at least non-fossil fuel vehicle. Wes says, Adam says, I keep saying Wes. Adam says, Nick Richard, I can't wait until electric air travel too. Yeah, that'll come. It might be 50 years from now, but it will. Wes says, then you are definitely a good friend and nephew. 72 says, oh, you're still cool. Yeah, I'm still blabbering on. 72 is on the way to the doctors. Well, I hope everything's okay. You know, hope you're okay and everything turns out okay. Wes says, we didn't have enough to have two teams. I would have sat bench until junior year. Nick Rich says, Adam Gossamer, Albatross perhaps. And 72 says, at Adam Westish, I guess that's like is that like a love hug heart thing? I don't know. Wes says, the class ahead of us were better athletes. Adam Westish says, Nick Rich 56, well, that is when I did slow air travel is fun, but I did actually mean like electric jets. And then Wes says the heat, not sure what that was about. Adam says, Nick Rich, I think we'll have those portable fusion reactors. Wes says, you should be a coach. I don't know if that was talking to me. I did think about being a coach, and I just never did go in that direction. I wanted to get my BA. I never got my BA, and I wanted to get my teaching credential, and I just never did. And I don't know if it's too late. Maybe it's not too late. I don't know. I'm 62, but I don't know. Nick says, just kidding, Adam. NASA and many others are working on the tech for e-air vehicles. Nick says, football on the gridiron can be brutal. Yeah, it can be brutal, but like I say, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. And you know. Wes says, something better is always being invented. Couldn't imagine that batteries would be so powerful. Wes says, cell phones still amaze me. Wes says, the heat when you wear pads. Oh, yeah. It is. And I practiced out here in the desert, and very, very hot. Jolie says, you won't believe what happened. And then Nick says, gotta go, guys, later. Thanks, Nick, for being here. Appreciate it. And now, Jolie, you can't leave us hanging like that. You gotta tell us what happened. It looks like it's funny because you had some sort of funny laughing emoji. So, on this Throwback Thursday edition of Trucker John Show, you've got to tell us what happened. Nick says, time 10-7. Time, I don't know. I'm not good at reading emojis. I have an ad from the GOP, Stand with the GOP. I'm just scrolling through. Did Jolie tell us what happened? Jolie, you going to tell us what happened? Because you're leaving me hanging. Hey, Jimmy says, I'm not a big fan of the pageantry that goes on with college football, especially. Also, the CTE issue is terrible and horrific. I don't really have a problem with the violence. There are a lot of violent sports. Yeah, the CTE issue is a big thing, and I don't like how the NFL really seemed like they were trying to cover that up for many years. But they can't keep it covered up forever, and it is coming out, and they are, hopefully, they've changed some rules, and they maybe get better helmets and stuff. Adam says that, Adam says, I think he should be a coach too. Are you talking about me? I don't know. And then Adam said, I like football mostly for the men. I couldn't play it now because my neck injury could kill me. And I couldn't play now because I'm just too damn old. But Jolie says, I picked up my brother. Let me go back. Picked up my brother's bed. The brakes went out on my car. Said it needed brake fluid. Is this the Mercedes? Made it to the gas station. They didn't have any. Now I won't go into drive without fluid. Okay, that's not funny. I mean, I feel bad for you. Are you stranded? Now I feel bad because I was laughing. So I hope you don't get stranded. Adam says, Jolie, sounds like a brake line leak. Some cars, you have to bleed the brake. You have to bleed before you can really add fluid. Some you can just add. And this is a fancy, fancy Mercedes, and who knows, right? What says, oh no, saying a prayer for Jolie's car. Are you very far from home? Adam says, spinal meningitis song by Ween. I never heard of that song or that group. Adam says, my YouTube delayed, so I was behind about 10 minutes again. Ugh. It happens. And Adam says, it's weird. Hedge Enemy says, probably have to bleed your own blood if it's a Mercedes. I don't know if that was a typo or a sort of tongue-in-cheek about how expensive Mercedes are to maintain. Adam says, famous, I don't want to die, mommy. I don't want to die. Adam says, hedge enemy, add hedge enemy. Anyhow, Jolie, I hope you're okay. I hope you can get that thing going. If I had the Prius, I would trade you right now so you could, well, I don't know if it would fit a bed frame or not. But, you know. What says, when that happens, John, I speed it up. He has good diction. Adam Moses says, sorry, this repair will cost 2 arms and 3 pints of blood. And then plasma, says Wes. 3 pints of plasma. Stat. Don't forget to add stat. Doctors seem to say that a lot, especially in emergency situations. So I'm just adding that. Joey says, gas station a couple miles down the road has it. Luckily, there is a scooter to rent. So I rented it, and my brother went to go get it. I got a message. The scooter went off. It is funny. It's stat. I mean, it's, and then Adam said stat, because I said to say stat. And then I was laughing, and you made me laugh. Good. And Jolie says, just silly how my life is. Well, I'm glad you're taking it like that. You know, instead of letting it get you all down and grumpy like it would me probably. But I hope you get it all worked out. Maybe you could each get a scooter and hold the bed frame. Each of you hold a bed frame and just scooter on home. I don't know. Adam says, at least it's like Clown Car funny and not like Kill Bill funny. Yeah. Adam says, 2 scooters, 2 people, 1 bed frame. Yeah, I mean, whatever works, man. Those scooters can be a little tricky. Huh. So yeah, I hope you get that worked out. I'm just scrolling on this Throwback Thursday edition of Trucker John Show. I'm just scrolling through my shitter feed, and because everything is like days behind. Wes says, just got Disney Plus with commercials for $2 a month. Wes says, Kill Bill was not that funny as I remember. It was mostly shocking and gory, but I think it's a masterpiece. I love Kill Bill. and I think especially part two. I think these are I love Clinton. I love Quentin Tarantino. I really do. He's my favorite movie maker, and his movies I love. His movies are my favorite movies. I don't care what anyone says, and I don't care about the gore. Wes says Tarantino is a genius, and I agree. I love Tarantino, and I love Kill Bill. Every time I watch it, I'm in awe of it. I guess because I always had this, desire to be a filmmaker myself. I always want to be a filmmaker and a director, and that's another thing I never got into. Like, coaching and filmmaking and writing, whether writing books or writing screenplays. Those are things I always wanted to do, and I never have really done it. I mean, I've done a little bit, but I mean, not anything major. I never coached, but I mean, I made a short film about 10, 12 years ago, and I've written a few screenplays and stuff, and I got into some, creative writing, but I never published really anything. I never got anything made. So I guess I'm one of those like frustrated filmmaker, kind of like a frustrated jock. I'm like a frustrated filmmaker. And when I watch a Tarantino film, I'm just like, oh my God, look at this shot that he did. Look at the lighting on this. I also like to write, so I'm like, the dialogue in this is amazing. And then I take issue with some of this stuff too. I'm very critical of it, and there's some things I'm like, this is kind of weird, dialogue they're doing right now, or whatever. Or I don't agree with, like, Tarantino's. I feel like sometimes is trying to push his little. He's using the story and the characters to sort of push his kind of, philosophical ideas through. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I agree with that. But I still love him. And he's my favorite by far. And Adam says, gory, but in a fun way. What says, kind of weird when you sort of get used to the gore. And then Adam says, at West, kind of makes sense though when you consider how violent people's lives were in history. Yeah, I think Quentin just kind of tells it like it is, like, and he uses the N-word a lot. And I remember going back to like Pulp Fiction when he was up for Academy Awards, and I think Denzel Washington and some other people were critical of Tarantino for his use of the N-word. But those are characters, and that's how the characters talk, and there are people that do talk that way. We know that, and we know that white people say that, and especially these guys are like these gangster dudes, and it was very believable to me that they would use that word. I don't see why they would be critical of a writer director just being truthful about how some people talk, and he does stories about bank robbers and murderers and stuff, so of course there's going to be gore, right? Wes says, kind of weird when you get the gore. Adam says, kind of makes sense though when you consider. Okay, Adam says, get your feet off the dashboard. Yeah, that was my little movie. Wes says, I'm just frustrated. I don't think it is so much because of regrets, but because I can't decide future steps. I am just frustrated. Yeah, sometimes I think when sometimes you gotta just kind of narrow it down. Either you gotta sleep on it, you have decisions to make, or you've got to narrow it down, because sometimes there's just too much out there. This is advice from Trucker John. This is the advice portion of the show, I guess. Sometimes things can get so overwhelming because they seem so huge, right? So you just got to break it down and just do a little section of it, do a little corner of it, do a little piece of it. And do one little thing at a time, and don't look at the whole thing. I mean, I know sometimes you have to do long range planning, and you have to look at the big picture. But then you have to back up a little bit and go, okay, I can't do all this at once. So I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. I'm going to do one little thing, and I'm going to get that done. And when that's done, then I can move on to the next thing. But you can't just keep thinking about all the stuff that has to be done. I hope that helped you. Anyhow, let me go back because I missed Jolie. Jolie says the schooler ran out of money. He had to walk it back only the last couple blocks and got the wrong kind. I've re-upped the scooter and he's off again. This is the type of thing that happens. That is kind of funny. And hope you guys get it all worked out there. Wes says, like dentists and butchers, it stops being gross. Oh yeah, because they get desensitized, I guess. Jolie says when we're together, I have to laugh about it. And surgeons, Wes is going on about people that get over the gore. Adam says that Jolie, that's funny. And Wes says, yep, cavemen were used to death. Good movie, Dashboard. Oh, you like that movie? Thank you. Wasn't perfect, but it was just a fun exercise. Adam says, yes, at Wes, I hear you. Adam Wester says, hey, Westus, changed his name, by the way, and so, we all know him as Adam. There's this ambiguity about modern life. And Adam says, gradualism. Don't worry if the task is huge and you can only do a little. Right. Wes says, I have friends coming on Sunday. Best friends. Shouldn't be anxious about it, but I sort of am. It's going to be hot, so we will have to stay inside. Yeah, I can see some, anxiety and stuff like that. But just at the end of the day, just remember that things don't have to be perfect. You do your best. You be a good host and everything. But at the end of the day, you're a human being, and it doesn't have to be like some perfect thing. Jolie says his reactions make it all more funny. He's hilarious. Talking about her brother, apparently. Adam says FDR believed in gradualism and got Civilian Conservation Corps accomplished. Adam says, it keeps skipping. It keeps jumping. At Jolie, I miss having a sister. Well, I'm sorry. That sounds like you lost your sister, and sorry to hear that. Adam says, sorry, it was supposed to be temporary. And Wes says, need to get beer and snacks. Yeah, run down to Costco or Sam's Club or wherever it is you go. Yeah, grab some beer, get some snacks. You're good to go. Jolie says, hugs and emotions. I love him dearly. And Wes says, I have two sisters, not always the most fun. Well, that's family, right? You're stuck with them, and you love them. You love them. They might be a bit of a pain in the ass, but you still love them at the end of the day, right? That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. All right, as I continue down the shitter timeline here, got another ad. Just looking at an ad that Adam Frisch, he's running for the Colorado 3rd District. That's the district that Lauren Boebert is in. According to polling that he's citing, Adam has taken a 2% lead over Lauren Boebert. He's at 50% versus 48%. And that is really great news. And I hope he wins. Because Bobo is a bozo. Boom. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Let's see. I'm catching up here on the chat. Jolie or Adam says, "That Jolie, one doesn't talk to my family anymore, and the other family doesn't really talk with us either." And Wes says, "Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Gotta love everybody." Do ya? But do ya? No, I know. I'm just kidding. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. I'm a going to scrolling. This is from 3 days ago by Reuters as we continue on Throwback Thursday edition of Trucker John Show. This is from Reuters. They say China to drop COVID antigen test requirements for inbound travelers. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe someday I'll read the article. I'm gonna plug this in before it dies. Okay, so here's a Malcolm Nance retweet. This is from 3 days ago as we continue on our Throwback Thursday edition of the Trucker John Show. Malcolm Nance reposted a post from Tyler Rogoway. This says, examining high-res sat imagery taken this morning of Russia's air base in Kursk that supposedly came under mass drone attack shows nothing outright in terms of damage. No aircraft appear destroyed. This is a cursory look analysis, could change. That base has heavy ADs to overcome. I don't know what ADs are, so that was just an update 3 days ago from Tyler Rogoway about this Russian air base that supposedly came under a massive drone attack, but that's not showing any damage. So that's weird. I think that's kind of weird. Let's see here. Jolie says, we prefer to think of all of our misfortunes as just adventures. It happens too often to get mad about. And Adam says, Jolie, nice trick. Jolie says, and Adam, we're really all each other has. Our sister doesn't really talk to us, and our parents are MAGA nuts. I still love them, but family dinners are challenging. Laughing out loud. I bet. Wes says, Paraventures unsought, Paraventures that finished in naught. Adam says, Jolie, my mom is MAGA, but she knows I hate it, so she doesn't talk about it anymore. That's nice of her. Wes says, aren't we all just a bunch of fuck-ups? Yeah, probably. To some extent. And Jolie says, he just moved back in with me a few months ago, and my life has gotten markedly better. That's good. That's nice. That's great, actually. Here's a post 3 days ago as we continue on this Thursday Throwback Thursday edition of Trucker John Show. This is from McSpocky. He's got a meme, and it says, raise your hand if you agree that January 6th co-conspirators should be removed from office immediately. These are the members of Congress who requested a pardon from Trump. Jim Jordan, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Matt Getz, Mo Brooks, Paul Gozart, Andy Biggs, and Scott Perry. So, boy, that's quite a ragtag bunch, isn't it? Especially those first few names: Jim Jordan, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Matt Getz. And I'll throw Paul Gosart in here. That is one weird dude. Paul Gosart, man, what a freaking weirdo. Arizona, what the fuck? I mean, can't you find some other right-wing, wacko, MAGA, weirdo, bigot, racist, homophobic asshole that at least looks kind of normal? Is that possible? Maybe it's not possible. Gosart is a freaking freak. Come on, Arizona. You can do better than that. My hand, because I think they should be removed, but you know, it's not going to happen. At least not through any type of impeachment or anything. It's going to be through the ballot box, people, to vote them out. Stop voting for these assholes. Adam says, had kept me from youth and with, if either of my, wait, it jumps. This thing jumps. Had kept me from youth and through manhood till lately unwon by its style. I'm not sure what that means. Wes says, if either of my sisters moved in with me, they would try to control my life. Yeah, just don't do it. Be in control of your own life. Hey, Jimmy says, the wheel in the sky keeps a turning. All right, now I got Journey in my head. Thank you very much. Adam says, Lauren Bonobo and Makake Trader no longer green. Alrighty then. Yeah, they need to go. Jolie says, uh-oh, phone is dying. See you guys. Oh, okay. All right, Jolie. I hope you get it figured out. Scooter home or get some brake fluid in the car. I hope it all works out. Best of luck. I mean, you know, we're all thinking about you. Hopefully our good positive thoughts will go all the way across the country, you know. Those good positive vibes, get that all situated for you. Alrighty. Wes says, take care, Jolie. Good luck with the car. Adam has got that emoji. I don't even know. Jolie says, take care, everyone. Love you. Bye, guys. All right, Jolie. Thanks for being here. Yeah, take care of that stuff. I know you got to get it done. Get her done. Adam says, yeah, what the fuck, Arizona and Texas and Florida? Yeah, what the fuck, motherfuckers? Because, you know, I'm old enough to remember when Florida was kind of like a blue state at one time. And Texas was blue. They had Democratic governors and shit. I can remember that. And even Arizona. Arizona is getting more, you know, kind of purple. We got one Democratic senator and then one that's a flaky weirdo. But I remember they were a Democratic state. So come on, guys, come on, guys. Adam says, Wes says Adam understands, and Adam says two kinds of monkeys. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Just scrolling through the shitter feed, just trying to get caught up on this Throwback Thursday edition of Trucker John Show. And I keep landing on ads. There's a Charles Schwab ad. And I wouldn't mind putting some money into a Charles Schwab CD or something like that. Do you guys want to see, according to Well, this is another ad, so I don't know if it's reliable. But according to the Herald Weekly, it says, see the most 25 miserable cities in America. Okay, I don't know why this thing stopped charging. There we go. It says U.S. Census data, or data. What? How do I say it? I think I say data, but even though I just said data, I guess it's interchangeable. Reveals the most miserable cities in America. It says every 10 years, the U.S. Census Bureau conducts a survey to provide an official count of the population, which then determines how many seats each state has in the House of Representatives. In acquiring this data, I said data, the census also reveals interesting information about the state of affairs across the United States. Based on factors like crime rate, median income, commute time, and more, the census data is used to determine the most miserable cities in the country. If you know, wait, let me back up. If you want to know where not to live, take a look at the most miserable cities in America as presented by the census results. So, I think it starts off, well, is it starting off? I don't know if it's starting off from the number 1 or the number 10, because they don't really put numbers on here. So I'm not sure what kind of order this is, but I'll just go through it real quick. It starts off with Cleveland, Ohio. Now, you folks back in that area, you might know, you might say, yeah, Cleveland's a shithole. I've only kind of driven through there, just basically through the interstates. I haven't really gone into the city. It says in 2010, Cleveland was dubbed the most miserable city in the U.S. by Forbes. More than 10 years later, its reputation hasn't changed at all. Commonly known as the mistake by the lake, about its proximity to Lake Erie, Cleveland isn't a place anyone wants to live. That is sad. What is wrong with Cleveland? It says data revealed that roughly 35% of Cleveland's population lives in poverty, even though half of those people are employed. People simply don't make enough to survive in this town, which explains why it is such a miserable city. Which explains why we need probably good union wages and good, at least, and if the union can't do it, then we need the government to step in and raise wages. And then the next on the list, I don't know if this is in a particular order because they don't have it numbered, but it says the next one here is Compton, California, and that's in California. That's by L.A. Compton, straight out of Compton. Compton is struggling with a special set of problems. About 40% of the population. So I have a feeling that we're counting down, like counting to the top one. Like Cleveland might have been number 10. This might be number 9, even though they're not numbering it. It says about 40% of the population is unemployed. With such a high rate of people out of work, it should come as no surprise that 23% of the population lives in poverty. So Compton, that's another shithole. A lot of poverty. Next on the list, well, I don't call it a list because, like I said, they didn't really list it. But anyhow, the next one they have here is Huntsville, Texas. It says Texas still supports the death penalty, and that decision has a profound impact on Huntsville. All executions in Texas are carried out at the Huntsville prison. On the positive side, however, I added the however part. The Department of Criminal Justice does provide about 7,000 jobs in the Huntsville area, making them the city's largest employer. Unfortunately, with such a morbid reputation, not many companies want to move to Huntsville. So the unemployment rates in the city are sky high. On top of that, 35% of the population lives in poverty. So basically, these shitty towns, you've got about a third of the population in poverty. Next on the list here is Trenton, New Jersey. Trenton used to be the center of the industrial world, but The city that once thrived has since become somewhat of a wasteland. With the changing times, production in Trenton faced a massive decline. The shifting landscape greatly affected the city, and now it's plagued with high crime rate. Gang activity is an everyday occurrence in this area, as are issues with gun violence. Suffice it to say, Trenton isn't exactly a safe place to live. And then, not too far from Trenton, is Newark, New Jersey. It says you may have heard about Flint, Michigan, but you probably haven't heard about Newark, New Jersey. Unfortunately, Newark is in a similar position. The city struggles with significant problems due to lead in their water, leading to many sick residents. And the Inflation Reduction Act is going to get lead out of the water. Just saying. In addition to the tainted water, Newark also suffers from violence and riots as a result of extreme racial tension in the city. On top of lead poisoning and hostility, 28% of the city's 282,000 residents live below the poverty line. So again, we're at that quarter to a third area is living in poverty. New Jersey is sounding like a real shitty state because now here's the third city. It's New Jersey. This is Passaic, New Jersey. It says that sex education is incredibly important, and Passaic is proof. The city's youth council claims that the sex education programs in schools across the city are incredibly inadequate. In fact, many schools provide no sex education at all. The lack of information creates severe problems with teenage pregnancy in Passaic. On top of that, roughly a third of the population lives in poverty. So here we are again, around a third of the population is in poverty. With little hope of a bright future, drugs, violence have become prevalent problems in Passaic. We need to lower poverty levels. Catching up on the chat here. Adam Wester says, Thomas Hardy poem I was not familiar with. Wes says, I like Cleveland. It used to be much worse. Adam says that Wes, I've heard that too. I heard that after industry left, it declined severely and it's gotten a bit better. Adam says at Hegemony, the space station from 2001, laughing a lot. Wes, I don't know if I missed, I don't want to go back though. I might have missed the Hegemony post there. Wes says, I've mainly been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and some of the new bars along the riverfront. Wes says, I wrote new music to I Said to Love, posted it somewhere, probably under Wes Webb. Hegemony, lead causes permanent brain damage for children. Yep. Wes says, I lost my worms to the heat, Adam. 1,000 of them. They have apparently spread out around the yard because I have some critter grubbing. And Wes says, sister lived in Shaker Heights for a while. Hegemony, I don't know what they're talking about either. My memory sucks. Okay. Sorry, but my memory is kind of messed up too sometimes. Okay, so now, so we just did 3 cities in New Jersey. Now they're at Miami Gardens, Florida. Good old Florida. It says, when you hear Miami, you automatically think of sun, sand, and party vibes. Miami Gardens, however, is a little different. The water in the city is supplied by a plant owned by the city of North Miami Beach, which pushes water prices in Miami Gardens through the roof. Subsequently, the entire cost of living in the city is sky high. What a scam, right? It says the city also implemented a stop and frisk policy, that led to about 57,000 people being frisked between 2008 and 2014. The system creates severe tension in the city, especially among residents who are the targets of stop and frisk. So in this Florida town, you've got some sort of city, North Miami Beach City, extorting people with these high water prices. That needs to be looked into. DeSantis, fuck nut. Why didn't you get on that, you fuck nut? No, because he probably isn't for. He's probably all for it. See, these Republicans are assholes, man. And then on top of that, then you've got this stop and frisk thing, which is creating severe tension in the city. And I thought that was struck down in the courts, that is a violation of fucking privacy and shit, right? And violation of due process. All kinds of violations there. Fuck that shit. All right, so the next city is Hammond, Indiana. I don't know how close that is to Jolie, but she might know where Hammond is, probably. Hammond is let me start over. Hammond is an industrial city, but instead of a thriving economy, residents are plagued with water and air pollution. Like Newark and Flint, Hammond also struggles with lead contamination. And I will just say that I believe it was the Inflation Reduction Act that Joe Biden was able to get through, is going to go through and it's going to replace and repair all of those old lead pipes. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you, Democrats. Okay? We need to start praising the Democrats when they do good shit. It says 22% of Hammond's population lives in poverty, and a number of people living in the city declines continuously because of the population issues. There was a period there, and I kind of skipped right over that period. Because of the population issues, the community has decreased by 6.2% since 2010. So people are leaving. They're leaving this little shithole because there's nothing there. It's full of